boy, Slay Baby. I just want to come back with a new video. Prince 300, Love Lord, all that. I've been doing. I woke up massive body pain, but just did my thing. I went up to the store, got a soda. Gonna go up there later or tomorrow, whichever I feel comfortable with, because I'm gifted to make money when I feel like I can make money, and that's a divine gift. And I said this yesterday or day before. I don't know at this point. That I'm thankful for all of y'all getting money, and I hope it's wonderful. Like, I can go to the store and have wonderful energy, but I'm schizophrenic. No pretend. Y'all can tell by my medicine. And I suffer when I'm outside a lot of times, but I also feel the happiest when I'm outside around people I love. So that, and I ain't taking my schizophrenia medication. I feel it holds me back when I can think clear without my dopamine and serotonin receptors being chemically altered. I can move. I can progress with myself and with my thoughts. The day I got off my pills, revelation. So I'm going to stay doing what I want to do. And what I want to do is weed. I want to do that. I feel good when I'm off it. I love the smell of it. I love smoking a blunt. I love smoking a bowl. I love all that. And I love making money. And I got to face my fears. You feel me? And like I said, thank you so much for doing what you do every day. Man, I'm doing good. My grandma watches some NASA shows, and I learned the most fucked up shit through it. And she can watch it like it's nothing. Like, this is one thing. If God reveals something to me, I'm going to reveal it to you. This is not pretty history, but it just reminds me that it was the whole world against Onyx people, against so-called black people, the whole world. So in Brazil, literally during the same time as chattel slavery, when people had to work in the fields for the big companies, Japanese people came as immigrants and came with football. When black people was in chains, forced to work for nothing, there were people playing baseball from a whole different land playing baseball. And y'all want to tell me it was just because of labor? It was just because they needed work? Nah, man, there was some fucked up shit going on. It was a war. It was trafficking. It was kidnapping. It was all of that. And keep in mind, before chattel slavery, they cut down all these trees in the motherland. They killed all the wildlife in the motherland. It's a war going all the way back to the Romans and the Greeks and Africanus, who was a conqueror. And that's why I refuse to say African. Look at my hand. I don't know why I do the things I do. But and these bastards, these colonizers, these filth of the devil, still go in Brazil and cut baseball diamonds in the middle of the jungle. And that shit has caused wars. When the natives started killing the people cutting these fields, and then they wanted to go to war with them for protecting theirs. Like, I want to cut a football diamond, so I'm going to cut down this 400-year tree. Nobody's going to get mad at me. Nobody's going to want to protect their land. Man, if you go to someone else's land to cut a goddamn football plantation where people was enslaved, you deserve to die. Everybody you love deserves to die. And I'm saying that on colonized land. I'm only here because of colonization. But I'm so real. When it's my time to leave, I'll leave. For me. And I've been raised out here my whole life. It's the goddesses and gods, black people that been here originally. The Native Americans, Mexicans that been here originally. I don't want to leave, but if I wanted to, when it's time, it's closer than you think, I'll leave. And I don't want to, but I will for you. And that's why I'm kind of happy with the fruits. That's why I get happy when I see somebody showing their face being racist. Because there's going to be a point where all the lines in the sand are going to be looked at. Oh, you draw that line? You was being racist? You said we didn't deserve reparations? You said we look like monkeys? I bet. Stay on that line. And then there's me who just talks. And I do more than talk. I do things in the real world. I talk to God a lot. And I do things. But it's not like zombie or anything. Maybe I am through prayer. Because I've said a few things and then a few things happened. But like I said, I'm just doing what I want to do, and I feel everybody that is not black and not Mexican, because I really feel they very, 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 very close. And I just heard ringing in my ears. I feel the Bible says judge them by their fruits. Don't judge by words. Well, judge by words, because the Bible also say words come from the heart. But judge by actions, words, body language. There's a lot of things we need to look at. And I also thought about this. The whole world teamed up against Onyx people. I don't want to say black because you saying be black. This is a fucked up language. But I really think as soon as the goddesses and gods got themselves out of that horrible position that was slavery, World War One and World War Two happened, then Cold War happened. It's like as soon as the goddesses and gods won that war, everybody that teamed up just started going at each other. And we looking at this Iran stuff, and I can tell you exactly what it is. It's Squid Game. All these billionaires are cool. They just sending people out to die. Because there are spirits of death that are just eating this shit up. That just love the meaninglessness of it. That's really they bread and butter. They seeing all these dead bodies over nothing, over land that's gonna be fought for. But I ain't gonna say that because I do feel the goddesses and gods are gonna have their land. And bruh, and when I say the goddesses and gods are gonna have their land, I mean everything. The goddesses and gods are in America, Japan, Brazil, the motherland, of course, that's theirs. Just like all of this is theirs. Because if you're going to be in a place for 500 years and it's proven through documents, it's proven through monuments, it's proven through hieroglyphs, it's proven through astronomy itself that you've been on this land for thousands of years, nobody can tell you it's not your land. And that's why I call this Amari Kai. And black people going to be on this land flourishing for 10,000 years and way more. And this ain't just the only planet with life. There is one more thing I want to say. I was showing my brother Google Maps. Recently, I just been going on Google Maps and just exploring, looking at everything. And I told him about how Kemet is called the Black Land. That's what Kemet means. And that's a double entendre. The soil was black and the people of Kemet were black. Who you are inside America, who you are in Brazil, who you are in Japan, Mexico. There's a lot of goddesses and gods in Mexico. And goddesses and gods and so-called Mexicans, Mayans, Aztecs are really one and the same. Like, look, man, I said this in another video. I don't know if it got uploaded. But the Aztecs and Mayans got pyramids, but they didn't copy it. It was their own unique expression of God, their own tribute to their gods, which are probably the same. It's beautiful how they show love without taking. How they had these pyramids and they have these pyramids. It's beautiful. That's what God is all about. Showing love, showing brilliance, showing creativity. But like I was saying, man, 5,000 years ago, Kemet was the most wettest desert on the world. It was plentiful for crops and fruits. Now, 5,000 years later, the most wettest desert is Arizona. And people been saying for so long that America is Africa. And I can see why. I'm a North Carolina baby. We got sand dunes out here. We got mountains out here. We got waterfalls out here. We got peninsulas and barrier islands. And those are two separate things. In Arizona, there is something called a concentration forest. Do you know what a concentration forest is? It's a bunch of dead trees. And those trees been there for 1,000 years. What do you think of when you think of concentration? Concentration camps. They telling you they went through and killed everything. And all those trees that been there for thousands of years flourishing, crystals are growing out of them. Quartzes are growing out of them. And oh yeah, and those trees that have crystals growing out of them, there's hieroglyphs on them. Like in the pyramids. You know what else is inside Arizona? A meteor. You know what else is inside Arizona? The Chocolate River. What was Moses talking about when he was leading the Israelites out of slavery? I'm not touching that. When he was leading the Israelites out of slavery, he said, we're going to find the land of milk and honey. The land of milk and honey, there's a chocolate river inside Arizona. Oh yeah, and the soil was black, orange, and red. And phoenix comes from Kemet, comes from ancient Egypt. The bird that dies to grow stronger. Like Memphis was in Egypt first, set up by Pharaoh Namar. Pharaoh Namar set up Memphis. Memphis is a predominantly kinetic city. Phoenix, like I said, comes from Kemet. And the most wettest desert on the world right now is in Arizona, Phoenix. And like I said about Google Maps, I would show my brother every single stream, every single river. I'm like, brother, we are so gifted to be on this land. We are so divinely gifted. The history is rich out here of the nations, of the Native Americans and the goddesses and gods coming together. Then the Seminoles, which if you don't know is where the Native Americans and the goddesses and gods, kinetic people, teamed up to fight the colonizers. And when I say colonizers, I'm meaning English, Spanish, French, everybody that wanted to destroy, everybody that wanted to enslave, everybody that wanted genocides. It was the goddesses and gods and natives, Mexicans versus them. And it was a whole war. It's still a whole war. I'm a product of war. I'm a product of slavery. Believe it or not, I have black people in my family. I have Mexican people in my family. These things that happened in the past, it moves through emotions. It moves in the heavens. It moves me every day. So I have to do my thing. I have to speak up. And man, the rivers are so beautiful out here. There's some places that don't got rivers. Choanoke River, I'm gonna say Choanoke. Choanoke River is one out of many out here. And like I told my brother yesterday, all these deserts, like the Safari Desert, bro, that shit could be filled with grass if somebody just put a bunch of dead bodies out there. The dead bodies would turn into soil. And in a year's time, I guarantee you that it would be black soil. There would be trees. And with that soil, you can plant fruit. You can, man, I'm from Nawf Karolina. In Acoski, there are man-made rivers where people, I was about to say crackers, but I'm not going to be like that right now, where a bunch of people just dug a giant hole to get all that sand. And then the rain caused a river, and there are fishes in there and everything. I don't know how that happens. And something else about North Carolina, Blackbeard died out here. You know the pirate of the Pirates of the Caribbean in real life? He died on a barrier island out here in battle. Some else, the goddesses and gods got themselves out of slavery in North Carolina. Something else about North Carolina, we got rose quartz mines out the buku out here. This is a divine land, and I love it. This is that video, man. I think every day I love the goddesses and gods. I love Mexican people, and I receive love and I give love every single day. Yeah, man. Thanks for being on this journey with me. Well, peace out, y'all. All love forever.